All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of the world's oldest and most powerful stories, the Ramayana. Now, this isn't just some ancient poem. It's a story that's absolutely packed with love, loyalty, betrayal, and this epic struggle between good and evil that still hits home for millions of people today.
Okay, so this quote really gets to the heart of the whole thing. It all kicks off with a divine purpose. Our hero, Prince Rama, isn't your typical fairy tale prince. He's literally believed to be a god on earth, an avatar of Vishnu, sent here to show us humans how to live a righteous life. That whole idea sets the stage for a story that's as much about deep philosophy as it is about high adventure.
So who exactly was this ideal prince? Well, to really get it, we need to set the scene in the incredible kingdom of Ayodhya.
So in this amazing kingdom of Ayodhya, you've got King Dasharatha. He has 3 queens, and together they have 4 sons. But right from the get-go, it's pretty clear that Rama, the eldest, is something special. He's the total package, you know? He's a master warrior, he knows all the sacred texts, and pretty much everyone adores him for his wisdom and his good heart.
But hang on, Rama's story isn't the only one getting started. Meanwhile, in the kingdom next door, something completely miraculous happens. The king, Janaka, literally finds a baby girl in a furrow of the earth. He names her Sita. I mean, with a birth like that, you just know she's destined for something big, and you can probably guess that her path is going to cross with Rama's.
To find a husband worthy of this clearly special princess, her father holds what's called a Swayamvara. Think of it as like the ultimate dating competition, but instead of handing out roses, the suitors have to complete a challenge that is considered absolutely impossible. So picture this. There's this massive, divine bow that once belonged to the god Shiva himself. All these powerful kings and princes show up, all puffed up, trying to lift it, and nope, not a single one can even make it budge. Then, in walks Rama, cool as you like. He doesn't just lift the bow, he snaps it in half while he's trying to string it. The sound was said to have echoed like thunder. Talk about making an impression. And just like that, he wins Sita's hand and pretty much solidifies his legendary status.
So Rama heads back to Ayodhya with his new bride, and the whole kingdom is buzzing. Preparations are underway for his coronation. Everything seems perfect, right? Well, a bit of palace intrigue is about to turn everything completely upside down.
Right as the city is getting ready to party for Rama's coronation, a shadow falls over the whole celebration. Queen Kaikeyi, one of the king's other wives, decides it's the perfect time to cash in on 2 old favors the king owed her, and her demands are just devastating. First she says, "Make my son Bharata the king," and then the real gut punch, and banish Rama to the forest for 14 years.
And this right here is such a crucial moment. It's all about this idea of Dharma, basically your righteous duty. Rama doesn't argue, he doesn't protest, he just accepts it. He's choosing to honor his father's promise over his own crown. But he's not going alone. His wife, Sita, and his devoted brother Lakshmana are like, "No way you're doing this by yourself," and they choose to go with him. Now that is loyalty.
Now his brother Bharata, the one who's now supposed to be king, he was away when all this went down. When he gets back and finds out what his mom did, he is horrified. He actually goes to the forest and begs Rama to come back and take the throne. But Rama refuses. So Bharata does this incredible thing. He takes Rama's sandals, goes back to Ayodhya, places them on the throne, and rules in Rama's name for all 14 years. So for a while, life in the forest is actually pretty simple and peaceful for Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana. But that peace, well, it was never going to last. A fateful encounter is about to kick off the main conflict of this entire epic story.
So how does a war get started by a deer? Well, it doesn't, really. It starts with a demoness named Surpanaka. She also happens to be the sister of the 10-headed demon king Ravana. He's the big bad of the story. She makes a pass at Rama and Lakshmana, gets rejected, and then attacks Sita in a jealous rage. To protect Sita, Lakshmana fights back and disfigures the demoness. Humiliated, she runs straight to her big bad brother for revenge, and that's when things get really, really serious.
This is where you see just how cunning Ravana is. He knows he can't fight Rama and Lakshmana directly, so he sets this elaborate trap. First, a magical golden deer appears to lure Rama away. Then, the deer fakes Rama's voice, crying for help, which tricks Lakshmana into leaving Sita unguarded. The second she's alone, Ravana appears disguised as a holy man, tricks her into stepping over a protective line Lakshmana had drawn, and snatches her, flying away to his fortress kingdom of Lanka. So, Sita has been kidnapped. The story takes a really dark turn. A completely devastated Rama and Lakshmana begin this desperate, frantic search. It's a journey that's going to lead them to some of the most powerful and unexpected allies you can imagine.
Their quest gets its first lead from a dying vulture king, Jatayu, who was wounded trying to stop Ravana. He tells them Ravana went south. This clue leads them to the Vanaras, a kingdom of intelligent monkeys. There, they make a deal with the exiled monkey king Sugriva. They help him get his throne back, and in return, Sugriva pledges his entire army to help find Sita. And most importantly, this is where we meet his greatest warrior, the mighty Hanuman.
So the newly formed army makes it all the way to the southern tip of India, but then they hit a massive roadblock, the ocean. There's no way to cross to Lanka. Just as everyone's starting to lose hope, the wise old bear king, Jambavan, pulls Hanuman aside and gives him this epic pep talk, reminding him of his divine powers that he's forgotten about. And just like that, something clicks. Hanuman grows to a colossal size and takes his unbelievable leap of faith, literally flying across the entire ocean to Lanka.
So Hanuman makes it. He finds Sita, gives her Rama's ring as a sign of hope, and then flies all the way back with the intel. Her location is confirmed. The stage is now set for a massive, all-out war. This is the ultimate showdown between good and evil. But first, there was still that one little problem. Hanuman could fly, sure, but how in the world do you get an entire army of monkeys and bears across a giant ocean? Well, Rama first tries praying to the sea god, but gets no answer. So he gets angry and prepares to literally evaporate the entire ocean with his divine weapons. This scares the sea god, who pops up and says, "Whoa, wait, I've got an idea." Turns out, two of the Vanara warriors have a special power that lets them make stones float. So the whole army gets to work, and they build a massive floating bridge of rocks all the way to Lanka. It's an incredible feat of divine engineering. And the war that follows is just spectacular. It's full of these unforgettable moments, like when Lakshmana is mortally wounded and Hanuman flies all the way to the Himalayas. When he can't find the specific magic herb he needs, he just picks up the entire mountain and brings it back. The whole thing builds to this final climactic duel between Rama and the 10-headed Ravana. With a single divine arrow aimed at Ravana's one weak spot, Rama ends the battle and the war.
So the war is won, Sita is rescued, and the 14-year exile is finally over. They all return to Ayodhya as heroes, to a massive celebration. It feels like the perfect happy ending that everyone was waiting for. But the story isn't quite over yet.
And this is where the story gets really complex, and honestly, pretty heartbreaking. To silence any whispers about her purity after being Ravana's captive, Sita has to undergo a trial by fire. She passes, of course. But later, as king, Rama hears that his people are still gossiping. So he faces an impossible choice: his duty as a king to his people or his love for his wife. He chooses duty. And in a devastating decision, he exiles a pregnant Sita to the forest. She gives birth to their twin sons, Luv and Kush, who grow up never knowing their father is the king of Ayodhya. You see, this ending is what makes the Ramayana so much more than just a story about a hero slaying a demon. It becomes this profound meditation on the messiness of life. It really forces you to think about what duty really means and the incredible personal sacrifices that sometimes come with it. It's a powerful reminder that even for a divine king, the right path is often the hardest one. And that's really what you should take away from this. The Ramayana has stuck around for thousands of years because it doesn't give you easy answers. It leaves you wrestling with these huge, difficult questions about leadership, about honor, and about sacrifice. It makes you think about what it really means to live an ideal life, and that's what makes it a truly timeless masterpiece.